Hey guys, hey, just want to give you a little taster of what God's been doing here in Nanaimo. Um, One of the things that God's been up to is just been teaching me about DBS and the whole DMM thing over the last couple of years, and been praying into that and doing kind of a lot of research and stuff. Kind of was starting to shape my life and how I was doing ministry and stuff. And then in 2018, I think around May or so, I asked just a couple of Mandarin speaking people that were coming to our church if they'd like to start a Bible study. And yeah, they lit right up and said yes, and they'd invite their friends, and almost as if they had been waiting for this question. So things were crazy, and we were coming into summer, and so in September of 2018, we did start a study, and we had 5 Mandarin speakers, and then 2 of us who English is our first and only language. And it's been awesome. We read the passage twice in Mandarin and twice in English, and then we go through the DBS questions, which has been, it's been really cool. Yeah, and then in March, we started a weekly prayer gathering. I felt like we weren't seeing a lot of progress in that DBS, and some other people who we've been praying for a long time and just kind of not seeing any fruit. Well, immediately after we started this gathering, we saw people, most of the men, just, you know what, going from being pretty hardcore atheists, at least that's what they were telling us, to opening the Bible, being willing to read other books from a Christian perspective, exchanging books, really just you seeing that they were beginning to understand that their current worldview just wasn't making any sense anymore. Fast forward just for a second to more recently, a few people in our Mandarin speaking group have just taken leaps and bounds, talking about how they recognize that they have sin and that they need mercy from God. This week, our study is going to be on John 4 and the Samaritan woman and Jesus as the living water. So, yeah, really looking forward to that. Just trusting what God is doing. We, from that prayer time that we started back in, March of 2019, I've developed a small disciple-making community. And we're going through the 4 quadrants, conversation quadrants, and just kind of sneaking some other tools in there as well. We've been going on prayer walks. Those prayer walks have been just huge. This last week, 2 of our guys who went out, they were pretty sure they weren't going to get to talk to anybody, and if they did, that they'd get turned down. Well, it turned out that we prayed with 4 or 5 different families, and just people who were open to prayer, people who needed recovery from addiction, one guy who his neighbor had a stroke, another lady that was just going through some difficult challenges, and these people were so grateful. And friends, this is here on the left coast. You can't get any more left than Nanaimo, British Columbia. And these people were super open. It's changing my eyes. It's changing my heart. Actually, we just had a fun fair at the church on Sunday. I was able to pray with 7 or 8 families that came. In the past, we've just said hi and here's a hot dog and here's a bouncy castle, but we've really pushed into saying, hey, do you need prayer for anything? And people are open. It's almost like they came to the church for that. One guy, his wife just went into the hospital yesterday, and her pancreas and her is being impacted, and so he brought the kids just to have an outing, and other people just struggling with different things in their lives. So pretty cool. I want to say that Paul's coaching has really been invaluable. One of the first things that he taught me was about the prayer calendar. And I started implementing that immediately. And within the first month or 2, people started asking me, hey, what can I pray for you for? And so like he taught me, I just had things that I could share with the people. And they've been asking me now and connecting with me. I've seen 3, I think actually 4 other people start a prayer calendar now. One lady shared in church last Sunday, and people were like, wow, what? she keeps her prayer calendar out on her desk, and she had someone over at her house and asked about what that was, and when she told her, that lady went up and put her own name in one of the blank spots, and she was able to follow up that night, and this lady asked for prayer for totally non-believing lady. So I mean, that's the things that are happening with this prayer calendar. One of her people said, "I'm going to pray for your prayer calendar." And so this lady, her name's Pam, she's looking for other people. Actually, 7 people came up to her after she shared that, and they too want to know how they can start a prayer calendar.